Hi, YouTube fans and friends. I'm back again. How are you? I hope you've had a great week. I'm back to talk about the benefits of having a simple life. So, this is three in a four-part series of just um, being more aware and slowing down and thinking about yourself and those types of things. So I'm just doing a four-part series of some benefits. We're coming out of the pandemic, as I've said time and time again. Um, and with that being said, just the four-part series of just some benefits, because we can always look at the glass half empty. And what I hope to do is have people look at the glass half full. So I have some notes here, handy dandy notes. Um, just because I've been busy this week. I started working full time and I'm enjoying it, but it's definitely a change in pace. Not too much, just a bit. So I'm keeping to my words that I'm sharing with you. So some benefits of simplifying our lives. Stop doing the most. Stop doing the most. We all, find ourselves doing just way, way, way too much, and it's no sometimes we just have to say, you know what? Okay, enough. I can I can chill out, basically. I can not do as much as I've been doing, overdoing it, or how they say now, doing the most. I would like to give about five or six tips about slowing down and simplifying your lives. So, turning off the background noise and building time for quietness. So, what that means is all the exposure to television, social media, cell phones, things of that nature, things that bring just added noise into a room. So, there was a time where cell phones weren't like they are now. We have 10, 11-year-olds with cell phones, right? So, there was a time when things were a little bit more simple because there wasn't so much extra noise. There wasn't the ringing of the phones. There wasn't the pings for notifications. There wasn't um, the background of the TV running in the background while you're scrolling social media or live streaming something. Um, just kind of, taking out that extra noise and giving your brain less stimulation because your brain needs that time to kind of like just rejuvenate, re-energize, to kind of slow down and kind of piece together the things that really matter. So with simplifying your life, you're giving yourself that time to really, really, really reflect and dwell and take a deep dive into those things that really, really matter. Um, Turning off TV, cell phones, radios, and listen to like natural sounds. So if you sit in a room, say I'm sitting here today in my office, and I can just like sit back and just listen to the cars that pass, or say it's the morning time, I can listen to the birds chirping. I can listen to my fire detector that sounds like it needs to be changed. I can listen to um, just people. If I'm out in a cafe, I can listen to other people just kind of chatting, just the natural noises. Or if I'm just taking a walk, I can listen to the wind blowing, if it's blowing hard or if it's kind of still, you can kind of hear leaves ruffle, um, dogs barking, things like that. Those noises that kind of bring some soothing. A lot of times we discount those noises because we're like, oh, I don't like to hear dogs barking. But we listen to other things that probably are just as noisy, if you will. So bringing our minds and our bodies and our souls in alignment and back to a more simple place, a time when things didn't feel where you weren't made to feel so much more anxious or so much more overstimulated, if you will. When you know when to turn down or turn off the extra noise in your home or your car and see how you feel. So sometimes what I do is I drive with no radio on, no cell phone interruptions, and I just need that time from my job. Um, as I was working PRN, just kind of when I wanted to, just taking that time to just not, like not have any noise, just to let my brain just kind of work itself out. I'm going to get home. So that wasn't an issue, but just letting my brain just say, hey, decompress from my day. A lot of times, I'm in a social work field. And so as a social worker, I receive so much information and I listen to so much from other people. And as I do interact and engage, I also need that time for myself to say, hey, this is your time where you can, have a break. Because to be honest, a lot of us, if we go to work or if we don't, when we're driving somewhere, that can be the time we take to say, okay, this is my me time. This is my time to, you know, get some clarity, reflect, let my mind, heart, and soul just kind of relax and come in alignment. Um, and use that time, to, maximize that time, basically. Number two, create with your hands or pause to think of ways to be creative with what you already have. So basically, being frugal. We don't have to go out and buy, the latest and greatest gadget. We don't have to um, always feel like we're needing something that's already done for us when we can kind of do that ourselves. And sometimes that can be, honestly, the enjoyment and fulfillment in a one craft, if you will, that you need to kind of make things more simple. You can say, for example, you were making, if you were baking a cake, you don't have to go get it from the box. You might have to have eggs and flour and milk and those things at home. And you can kind of bake it from scratch instead of saying, I'm just going to get the kind that's in the box and just add water and an egg here or whatever. You can kind of do it from scratch. It might sound like it's a longer path, but in that, you're getting to manipulate your hands and your brain and your all those creative juices get the flowing, basically. And you're getting to let the brain do what it does. It sometimes just needs us to stretch it because our brain is very pliable. We need to sometimes, stretch it in ways that it hasn't been stretched in a long time. Sometimes, we kind of get lazy minded, but simplifying our lives, it might seem like that's the longer way, but there's a lot of simplicity in that. You don't have to say, let's pack up the kids or pack up the animals or get myself together so I can go to the store, beat through the crowds, go down the aisle, get this, and then get distracted, get that and that and that. Then go back to where I originally came to the store. You can get the eggs and the milk, and then by golly, get to the line that you stand in to check out or check yourself out. Then you got to get yourself to the car, from the car back to the home, unload the groceries. By the time you've done all that, you're like, cake not. So what I'm saying is you kind of can simplify that by just saying, you know what, it seems like it's longer, but it'll be enjoyable. And I have the things here. Now, if you don't have them there, you might say, okay, I might need to figure out a different path. I might need to figure out, okay, I need to do something else. Maybe there's something else I can do. Your children are into crafting or building something. Let's just, do something simple. Drawing is a great example as well. You can create art. Learn to say no. I have a big issue with saying no because I'm always like, yes, I'll do it. Sure, no problem. No worries. Don't worry about it. I got it. So I'm in the process of learning. I've been in this process for a while, but I also feel a lot better with saying, right now I can't get to that. Or how about you ask so and so? Or does this need to get done right now? Those things, because you don't want to have to bombard yourself, making your life complicated. Simplify your life by just saying, I'm going to do one thing at a time. Multitasking, I think it's overrated. If you're like, oh, I'm a multitasker, that's great. That sounds like you're doing 100,000 things at one time. That sounds pleasurable or not. So with that being said, sometimes just say, you know what, I can't get to that right now, or maybe someone else can help with that because at the time I'm doing this. Whatever, it needs to be said to, help you not be overwhelmed and create all types of just extra stuff for yourself. We must be intentional about what we agree to and what we sign up for. So if you want to simplify your life and you have 3 children and they're all in sports and you have a full-time job that's super demanding, then you have a home that you need to clean and you haven't hired anyone to clean it. And then you have yourself. When does that get done? Behind the 100 other things you've done for the day, by the time you get to yourself, you're like, all I need to do is go to sleep. And by the time you get to sleep, you're waking up again to do it all over. So learn to say no and what you're signing up for. And that actually leaves more time for yourself. Cook simple meals. Let me tell you, so today and yesterday, I've been bringing my lunch. And I've been trying to do that for a while. And today, when I was on my way home with no radio and just kind of giving myself some that time to kind of woosah, I realized that bringing my lunch, I was able to have more social time. Excuse me. What I mean by that is I was able to heat up my lunch in the microwave in the break room with colleagues. And the ones that brought lunch, we all, heat up our food. And we sat down and we all, like just socialized about like what was going on up until lunch and, kind of what we're going to probably do when we leave. I was talking about, what I was going to make for dinner and those type of things. So I was able to have some time to like kind of unwind from the morning part of the day. And I didn't overeat because I didn't have to rush, because I didn't have to get in my car, hurry up and go somewhere, find somewhere to eat, wait in a line, get my food, come back, look at the watch, and almost time is up for lunch. So I have to wolf it down. I was able to go in, heat my food up in about 4 or 5 minutes, sit down and eat and, kind of like fellowship basically. And that was, to me, I was just like, man, that was I need to do this. I need to be very much more intentional, basically, with doing that, because I felt great. I didn't have to rush to get something or like think about this place to eat or drive to this, a particular place. Say, for example, I'm like, oh, I want to go to Panera. And I go to Panera and I'm like, the line's still on. Oh, okay. Panda Express is right there. You go over there and you're like waiting in line. You're like, man, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. I still haven't got my food. The 13th minute, you're like, man, I'm really approaching time. So I'd have to like feel anxious, going out to get food, which, like I said, health benefits of kind of, scaling back, slowing down, living, just a little bit more simple. We don't have to go to the extreme of saying, let's take all the TVs at the home, no radios, 10 hours of no, cell phone interaction once, we're done with school and work. Those things, you can just kind of scale it back to where you feel like you've made your life a little bit more manageable and enjoyable because things are a little bit more simple. And decluttering. So my bookshelf here, I can do better, right? And that's just one of my areas because I like to read and I like to try to keep all the stuff I've learned throughout undergrad and grad school. And that's just my little thing. I like books. I feel like books are not clutter. And so we all can kind of find ways to declutter, whether that's clothes, books, whether you can donate them. You don't have to say, I'm going to have to throw them away. You can say, I'm going to donate them to a good cause, or, re-gift to a friend. It doesn't even have to be a special occasion. You know what? I'm going to re-gift this to a friend. This book right here, I think would be helpful. For example, if they're going to school and they're learning psychology. Hey, I learned psychology. I had this book some time ago. It might be outdated, but there are still some things that could be applicable. I thought of you when I was, decluttering, and I thought this would be helpful to you. Not that you're trying to give away trash or anything like that, but you're just trying to declutter your life, but also be purposeful. Um, so also organizing. I like to organize. I haven't done it as much as I used to, but organizing helps, tremendously. It helps you feel less stressed. It helps you feel like you're in a space that you can kind of relax and enjoy. So even if you don't have to declutter, say you just moved into your new place and you don't have a lot of things set up, you can just organize them in a way that makes you just feel comfy, cozy, comfortable, basically. Um, so those were my tidbits. I didn't have a lot. I'm always on my way to the gym when I do these videos, but I feel like before I go to the gym, I have the most energy. I'm a little bit more enthusiastic, just giving you a little bit about me. And I'm looking forward to something. So basically, I'm looking forward to a good workout at the gym and then kind of like unwinding from my day. Um, Going to the gym for me is my self-care, and I protect this time because it is what I need to, have, continue my peace. You got to protect your peace. And I can't say that enough. So with that being said, friends and fans, if you like what I'm putting out, just continue to share, 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 share. Also subscribe. I'm gonna try to make these like I've been doing every other week. And I spread them out that far because I want to make sure I'm giving myself realistic expectations. I don't want to set myself or you up for failure. And so with that being said, I look forward to talking with you guys again, sharing some more content. We'll be doing the last of the benefits. Let me get my notes here. And we'll be doing the benefits of making time for yourself. And I can't wait to share that because I love me some me because it's me for me. Bye and subscribe.